impressment of American seamen.
You have exactly 3 minutes before we blow you out of the water. Line up your men.
Muster the crew.
Born in Liverpool, weren't you?
Aye, but I'm an American. I lived in Boston for over 20.
Born British, forever British. That's His Majesty's law.
As a nation and free peoples stand idly by while American sailors are dragged from their ships and impressed into British service, never to see their families or loved ones again. The ocean that washes these freedom-loving shores was meant to be free. God created it that way, and the right to sail upon it should be limited only by the skill and the daring of the men who venture upon its deep. But what is the situation today? At this very hour, a British fleet lurks outside our harbor, impressing our seamen, commandeering our cargoes.
Gentlemen, I must interrupt to bring you a message of extreme importance from the Congress of the United States. As of yesterday, June 18th, 1812, between this country and the United Kingdom of Great Britain, a state of war exists.
Parsons, I must ask you to put the fastest ship out of sail.
Ask Captain Marshall to come to my office, please.
Captain Marshall?
Hello, Caleb.
Thank you for coming, Jim. Colonel Rogers, this is Captain Marshall.
How do you do, sir? Good evening, sir.
The Colonel rode all the way from New York.
Rode, I flew. There was daylight between me and that saddle most of the way. Mr. Parsons tells me you're the master of a fast ship.
Caleb should know. He built her.
Jim, how soon could the Concord be made ready for the sea?
24 hours. Why?
A group of French citizens have arranged to lend us $10 million in gold. Money sorely needed to build a fleet to fight the British. President Madison has orders to send a ship to Le Havre to get it.
Why don't the French deliver it to us?
Well, at the moment, France is not at war with England. This is a private loan subscribed by French citizens. Their government daren't offend the British by allowing a French ship to carry the gold.
Can you do it?
There's a British fleet sitting off Salem Harbor right now.
And the French coast will be blockaded by the time you get there.
I'm not worried about getting in, Colonel. It's getting back with 10 million in gold bullion. That's a big risk.
It's a risk that must be taken, Jim. It can mean the difference between winning and losing the war. Now, what about it?
We might be able to do it, with the help of one man. You better get the counsel in here before I mention his name.
Jim Marshall, well, it can't be, man. I heard you'd been stunk with all hands. I cried, man. The room was awash with my tears. Oh, ladies, allow me to present Captain Jim Marshall, who can carry more sail and in rougher weather than any master afloat.
Don't forget who taught me, Ben.
That's right, Jim. Teacher and pupil, eh? If you'd arrived a minute earlier, there'd have been a girl for you.
Suppose you scattered these seagulls from your rigging. I'd like to talk to you seriously.
You'll have to go, ladies. He's going to scold me. You know, I didn't tell you before. It's a dark family secret, but Captain Marshall is really my grandfather. Now, say goodbye to him.
Good night.
Who do they remind you of, Jim?
Nobody I know of. Why?
Look again. Can't you see the likeness?
To whom?
Why, to Leslie. Who else? Clarice here has her eyes. Margot, see the fine nose and the brow? They're Leslie's. And Myrtle. The throat and shoulders. Identical.
Good night, lady. You still haven't forgotten her, Ben?
I forgot her 4 years ago when she left me. I only keep her portrait to remind me how well I've forgotten her. What do you want to see me about?
We're at war, Ben.
So that's what all that noise and shouting was about.
They've commissioned my ship to run the British blockade. I can't do it without your help.
I haven't had a deck under my feet for 2 years. Nobody wants to trust a ship to a man who's been cashiered from the Navy, even if it was the British Navy. Master of my own ship again. I bet the town council squealed when my name came up, didn't it? What did you tell him, Jim? That I know the tactics of His Majesty's Navy as well as Nelson himself?
That and more, Ben.
To be sure you did, Jim. Well, when do we sail? What's our destination?
The Concorde's loading now. We leave at daybreak for Le Havre. We're picking up something.
To France.
Is Leslie still there?
Yes, she's in Paris.
There might be a chance for you to see her, Ben. There's just one thing. You won't be going as ship's master. You'll have to sail as my first officer.
I see. I'm sorry, I misunderstood. Under the circumstances, I must refuse.
Ben, I'd have been proud to serve under you, but the council wouldn't hear of it.
Remind the council for me that I was a captain at 22, the youngest commander of a ship in His Majesty's Navy. It's a little late for me to be taking first officer berth.
Ben, this country gave you refuge when you needed it most. It needs your help now. You can't refuse.
Very well, Jim. I'll go on 2 conditions. You give me time to see Leslie when I get to France, and I want the right to pick my own gun crew. We'll not get through this without a fight, you know.
Permission granted, Mr. Waldridge.
Thank you, Captain.
We sail with the tide tomorrow night. Get your crew and stow your gear aboard.
The crew's below. All I have to do is sober them up. As for my gear, First Officer Benjamin Waldridge reporting, sir. Buck, where are you? Sykes, Redlegs, Faversham. Hook, you're drunk.
No, sir. The grog's not yet been brewed that can unsober the old hook.
Line the men up. I want to talk to them.
Aye, sir. All right, you men, on your feet. Mr. Redlegs! You're drunk. I'm real disappointed in you. All right, fall in over there. All right, you lovers, on your feet.
The captain wants to talk.
All right, get in. Master gunner and crew ready and able for duty, sir.
It's a pleasure to see you can still enjoy yourselves, men. But now we have business to attend to. Business that'll take you off the beach for a while. Have them aboard the Concorde at Derby Wharf within an hour, and sober enough to meet their new commander, Captain Marshall.
You're not going with us, Captain?
I'm sailing as first officer in charge of gun crew. Any further questions?
You're second in command, Captain?
You heard me. You're in charge, Hook. Gear the men up and get them aboard.
Aye, sir. All right, boys, to the ship. And then it's tardy. You'll feel the weight of this.
What's he up to? Second in command. That's not like Waldridge. And who is this goody two-shoes, Captain Marshall?
Now, ain't you the suspicious one, Mr. Redlegs? Don't the captain always take good care of his old shipmates?
I tell you, it don't add up straight.
I say trust the captain. He makes more sense crazy drunk than most men does sane and sober.
Something's fishy, and I don't mean the finny kind. A blockade to run, and no mention of destination or cargo.
The If the captain's got something up, he'll let us know sooner or later. In the meantime, stow that talk and turn to.
There it is. Who's down there?
What do you make of this contraption here?
Why, ain't you never heard the captain speak of his submersible?
Oh, yes, I have, but I thought it was the grog that was talking. You mean this wooden tub can travel under the water?
Like a runaway mackerel, 2 men sits inside it and works these here propellers with foot pedals. They breathe through them long pipes.
It's against nature, Oak. Wild seahorses couldn't drag me inside that devil's coffin. Sail underneath the water, indeed. Why, it's unchristian.
Captain Marshall, loading's completed, sir.
Fog couldn't be thicker if we'd ordered it. We mustn't lose this tide. Shove off. No lights to be shown, no bells to be sounded. We'll try and drift through them.
Aye, sir.
And Mr. Hackett, not a sound out of anyone. I'll log the first man jack that so much as whispers. That smell of British yet.
In this fog, they'll stand well off Cape Ann. That's a British ship, no doubt of it.
Lee helm, quarter point. Steady, sir. Mr. Hackett, post all men to shrouds. Have them ready to make full sail when I give the word. Warn them to be silent. Every sound carries in this fog.
Captain, there's a large ship approaching toward us just off the starboard bow.
Helm hard down.
Helm hard down.
Sheets and braces there. Belay. We'll have to run for it, Ben.
I know that ship. We're hopelessly outgunned.
What about that underwater craft of yours?
Oh, they'd be on us before we had time to launch it. I've an idea how to cripple her without a fight. She's directly abeam, about 100 yards. You'll hear her directly you're in the water. Make straight for the rudder. You can swim faster than she's moving.
You'll be sure to wait for me, Captain?
We'll send the bell once after the explosion.
That'll do it.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Supplies from Canada. What ship is that?
Don't sound it again.
Ships off the stern.
Close formation and box us in. Full sail and pull her close. You have your orders, Mr. Potter.
Excuse me, sir. Captain Marshall is in command.
We can't stay here, Jim.
We've got to wait for our man. Sound the bell once.
But you'll be giving our position away.
I gave my word, Ben.
We've got to get away from here.
One bell.
You're jeopardizing the entire mission.
Everything is ready to move, sir.
There's Red Lake now. Form a line. It's full sail. Course north. Lay her close.
Aye, sir.
Well done, Red Legs.
Thank you, Captain. Thank you for waiting for me.
Take him below. See to his comfort.
Jim, if I may say so, that was a stupid risk to take.
Under the circumstances, I felt it was necessary.
But the entire mission was at stake. You jeopardized the ship and its crew for one man.
I gave my word. He risked his life.
But this is war, man.
Even war doesn't relieve us of our responsibilities to our fellow man. But let's leave it that way, shall we? Come on below. We'll chart our course.
What's she making?
14 knots.
She's a fast one.
Your man can turn in.
Anybody talk to Waldridge yet?
No, why?
The whisper is we're bound for France.
Well, that's logical.
A secret mission in wartime? Sailing without cargo? Don't you want to know why?
Not especially.
I know how to find out.
How?
The captain's cabin is directly below. Hang over the side and have a look. I'll give you a whistle if anyone comes.
What about one of these little fishing villages?
You're right.
After getting through the British fleet at Le Havre, our biggest worry was getting this gold bullion aboard.
Can't hide 10 million gold in your pockets, you know.
We'll worry about that when we come to it.
What is it? What did you hear?
10 million in gold bullion.
Gold bullion? Where?
I'm picking it up in France. I heard it with my own 2 ears. 10 millions.
Wait till the boys hear this.
Let's not be too hasty, Mr. Redlegs. We can tell the boys any time. First, we ought to have a little chat with the captain. If he wants to play square with us, well and good. But if he dukes us,
Captain.
What is this? If you 2 men want to see me, why don't you come to my cabin?
Beg your pardon, Captain. It might look a bit suspicious. What with that Captain Marshall bobbing in and out. Hook and he knows our place. Don't we, Hook?
that we does indeed, sir. Nothing like the Navy to teach a man his proper place.
What are you 2 getting at?
Hook and me has it figured like this, Captain. Should there be any trouble on the quarterdeck before this voyage is finished, we'd like you to know whose side we're on. And that goes for the others in the gun crew, too.
What makes you think there'll be trouble on the quarterdeck?
2 captains is bad luck for any ship, sir.
And 10 millions in gold. Anything can happen when there's gold aboard ships, sir.
How many of you know about this?
Only me and Redlegs, sir, that's all.
If you mention this to anyone, I'll have you up for conniving at mutiny. Do you understand?
You can trust us, sir. Never a whisper. Not even to my own mother.
Quiet as the grave.
Millions. 5 million. Divided by 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. 8. Oh.
Yeah, stand away. Give him air. Can't you see the man sailing uncharted waters? Give him air to breathe in there.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
What is it you need, matey? Can I help you?
Hook, lift up my feet. I'll need my toes to mathematic this out.
Here, use these. And the hook. Good as 5 fingers any day.
I never mathematiced in the millions before.
All hands on deck, you lubbers. Mate says all hands aloft to take in sail.
That's ordinary seaman's work. Let the ordinary seaman tend to it.
I'll deliver your message to the mate. He'll have an answer for you, too. With a cat.
We'll go aloft. It's best not to attract any attention to ourselves. Besides, we wouldn't want anything to happen to the ship now, would we, mateys?
You don't want some of the crew to go ashore with you, sir?
Captain Waldridge and I will manage by ourselves. If we're not back by Friday midnight, send as many crewmen as you can spare. Tell them to inquire at the mayor's house in La Havre.
Aye, sir.
Just the two of them to fetch all that gold?
I can't figure it. Do you think we can trust Waldridge?
The captain needs us. He can't take the ship without us. Don't worry, Red Leg.
I'm not worried about Waldridge. It's that goody two-shoes, Captain Marshall. He may talk soft, but he's tough underneath.
Wait till he runs up against us. The hook will soften him.
Aye.
Any sign of him yet?
Not a speck.
84 hours. They should have been back by now.
Muster a longboat crew. We'll have to go to Le Havre. That was the captain's order. Take a couple of Waldridge's gunners. They'll come in handy if there's trouble.
Any Waldridge's gun crew here?
Mr. Potter, the high and mighty gun crew of Captain Waldridge. They won't even associate with us common seamen. Won't even eat with us. Oh, they're a dainty lot.
Well, where are they?
As soon as they're relieved of duty, they jump below to gamble.
Gamble? What with?
I've seen them bet 1,000 gold on the turn of a card.
They take it serious, too. Redlegs keeps an account of who's winning and who's losing.
They must be getting into the grog. Andrews, go below. Fetch Hook and some of his men to man the longboat.
He wishes to see me, Mr. Faversham?
First, I'll double my wager. 5,000 gold sovereigns.
Mark it down, 5,000 gold sovereigns. And now, Mr. Faversham, I'll double you. 10,000.
What have I got due me in the book?
Your original share was 100,000. You're now down to 50,000.
10,000 more.
You can't do it.
Why can't I? It's my gold.
It was agreed that no man could gamble away more than half his share.
Otherwise, he might lose interest in taking part in the small mutiny.
I don't want to hear that ugly word spoke again.
What makes you so sure we'll get the gold?
Was you looking for something, Mr. Andrews?
Was you eavesdropping, Mr. Andrews? That's not nice.
I didn't hear a thing.
The hook here says you heard every word.
We can't let him go. Let's cut him in.
Would you like to come in with us, Mr. Andrews?
Sure, I'll go along with you.
But look, the shares are so even. I'll have to mathematic them all over again.
I won't talk. You can trust me. I won't say a word.
What brought you down below?
We're just thirsty, that's all.
Drink.
Drink!
And now, Mr. Faversham, before we were so rudely interrupted, you was wagering what?
It's your game, Hook.
Yeah. You'll be washed overboard tonight.
All hands on deck!
Let's go.
It's them. They're being overtaken. Look, clear away a gun. They're gaining on us. Why don't they cover it? Get down there.
chests.
Aye, the chests.
Rig a hoist. Get that boat aboard. Stow the anchor in the cable lock.
Aye, sir.
That was a close squeeze, ma'am. You all right? Get her below, Ben.
My trunks, are they all right?
The men will bring them aboard.
The bag and make full sail. Set a course south by west. Stay close to the shoreline. Our friends may be back.
Aye, sir.
Oh, my darling. My captain.
Leslie. How often I've spoken that name and you weren't there to answer.
You know what I thought when those English agents were firing on us? I thought we're going to die. But at least we'll die together.
Don't ever leave me again, Leslie.
Never again. I'm so proud of you. This is such a beautiful ship. We'll be able to start all over again. Make a new life for ourselves in America.
We're getting underway. I better go up on deck.
I'd better change my dress. When next you see me, I shall be so beautiful you won't recognize me.
Excuse me. I'll need you on deck to help with the navigation.
I'll be right up. If we stay close in, they may not spot us.
It'll be a miracle if they don't. The coast's alive with British agents. I want to thank you, ma'am. We'd never have reached the people we had to without your help. I regret having to bring you aboard. As soon as it's safe, we'll lower a longboat and have you returned.
I expect Captain Waldridge hasn't had time to tell you, Mr. Marshall, but I'm not going ashore. I'm making the trip with you.
That's impossible, ma'am. As soon as it's safe, we'll have...
Jim, with the British squadron breathing down our necks, I think our first concern...
Just a minute. Since when does Captain Waldridge take orders from his first officer?
I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm in command of this ship, not Captain Waldridge.
On this voyage, I volunteered as first officer.
Why didn't you tell me in Le Havre?
Jim, if you put Leslie ashore, you'll have to put me ashore with her.
I'll hold you by force if necessary.
It will be necessary.
You'll please get ready, ma'am.
So the mighty Captain Waldridge is now taking orders from a schoolboy.
Leslie, it was the only way I could get to see you.
And what do the great new licenses have? On what? A first officer's pay? Go ahead, have a drink, Captain Waldridge. Have two. Drown your sorrows like a common seaman, but it won't wash down the lies you told me.
I did it because I love you.
Was it love back there in Le Havre when you talked like King Midas? Millions you had. Have another drink. Maybe it'll refresh your memory.
Please, Leslie, you've said enough.
Have I? For you, perhaps. Not for me. I'm getting off this boat and out of your life forever.
Go ahead. This time I won't try to stop you.
Go away!
Bring your trunks down for you, ma'am.
Well, you can take them right back up again. I'm leaving. Didn't you hear me? I said take them back on deck.
Aren't you going to open them, ma'am?
You can trust us, ma'am. Close as that to Captain Waldridge we are.
Get out of here before I have you both flogged.
I wouldn't call if I was you, ma'am. You've a pretty throat. I'd hate to have it catch on the hook accidental like. Let's open them up, Red Legs. We'll see for ourselves.
You're insane, both of you.
We're bilked. I knew it.
1,000 years of the blackest luck. You must have brought it on board with you. Where is it? You wouldn't have sailed without it.
I don't know what you're talking about. Where is what?
The gold, 10 millions of it. The gold we made this blasted trip for.
So that's what he was talking about.
Then you do know about it.
Of course. I thought it was only talk.
It's not in the trunks. Where is it?
Well, it must be on board. They got whatever they went ashore for. I heard them say so. Did you lose an anchor on the way across? What did you do with the one you brought aboard?
Stowed in the forward locker.
Can we see it?
We can try, but it isn't a place for a lady to go.
That anchor's what I think it is. I can forget I'm a lady. Dirty. You smell of tar and you haven't shaved for weeks, but I think I love you both.
Being a true seafaring man, anchors has always been my weakness.
Change course. West by south, quarter south.
West by south, quarter south, sir. I'm sorry about Leslie, Ben.
Everything happens for the best in this best of all possible worlds.
Maybe she can join you later.
Leslie will do what's best for Leslie. She's preparing to return to Paris now.
Lights off the starboard bow. Low down on the horizon.
There goes another beacon. They've got us spotted, all right.
They're signaling the British squadron. We'd better head south where there's plenty of room to run for it.
Go below, Ben. Chart us a course. Keep us as close as you can to the shoreline. Maybe we can lose them by daybreak.
Yes?
Ben? Ben, I've looked all over the place for you.
The first officer of the ship's a busy man.
I'm sorry, Ben. I've hurt you. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. It was just the disappointment. We had such wonderful plans together for America. Won't you forgive me, Ben? Please.
That's unimportant. I was wrong. I have no right to ask you to love a failure.
I'll not hear you say that. You're not a failure. You're my captain. Oh, we've had such wonderful dreams and plans for the future. I want to help you make those dreams come true.
It's too late. Marshall's going to put you ashore at the first safe moment.
Darling, you underestimate women. Captain Marshall's at a disadvantage. Now, if you were captain of this ship and I asked you very prettily not to put me ashore, could you refuse me? Your prisoner's escaped, Captain.
Not my prisoner. Only my guest man.
Oh, is it American politeness to order their guests from the house? Set them down where their enemies can destroy them?
The responsibility of this ship, its crew, and a very important mission are in my hands. I have to guard against all hazards.
Am I such a hazard?
The ship in wartime is hardly the place for a woman.
A woman's place in war or out is beside the man she loves. Have you ever loved anyone, Captain? So much so that every day, every hour spent apart from that person isn't living at all?
I'm very happy for Ben's sake that you learned to care for him so deeply. He went to pieces pretty badly when you left him. 4 years ago.
Because I was wrong 4 years ago that I want to be right this time. He needs me desperately. You're his friend. It's in your power to help him. He started to drink already.
I'll arrange for you to join him in America when the war is over. Beyond that, there's nothing I can do.
Sail ho! Where away? Bearing fine on the starboard quarter, sir.
She's a big one. She's coming fast.
Looks like 74 gun.
Left, quarter point. Steady, sir.
Quarter point. She's the Aurora, fastest ship in the General Fleet. It couldn't be worse.
We outrun it?
In this wind, not a chance.
Clear the deck for action. General quarters there.
Aye, sir.
Come on, take a look at the chart. We can't reach open sea. We've got 10 hours of daylight ahead of us.
We've got our range. Look here, Jim. Look at this reef. Tucson Shoals, it's called. It's about 4 miles south of us. We're here. 12 years ago, the ship I commanded struck bottom here in open water, part of an uncharted region. I checked every Admiralty chart. They showed 12 fathoms, but I hit bottom at 3. I suggest that we head for the shoals, then turn suddenly as if striking out to sea. The Aurora will cut across to intercept us. Our only hope is that we get through and she sticks on the reef.
Will the Aurora draw enough water to strike bottom?
Well, a ship of her class draws about 18 feet, probably more. We're drawing less than 12.
We've got to risk it. I'll have a leadsman take us down. Get that bow gun out of action soon. We'll never make the shoals.
There's a flutter.
Make this one count, Hook. We'll all hang. Go on, miss. Pray you, lovers.
Hold your course.
About 5 minutes, then she'll be close enough to hit us with the broadside.
And the house! Four! High in the deep! 3!
The Aurora can't get through here.
And we.
Almost on us. In another minute, she'll be within broadside range.
Mr. Hackett, bring her about.
Helm hard down! Helm hard down! Braces intact! Back in topsail! Light the ship! Over the side with the guns! They're no good to us now.
Over with it. Every pound counts. Loosen the gun shackle. Let her go in the next roll. Wrong way to carry her over.
Aye, you're not with it.
Goodbye, me. Run clear!
May I propose a toast? You are very beautiful and charming guest, who once and for all dispels the ancient lie that a woman aboard ship brings bad luck.
Here, here. I accept your gallant tribute, Captain, in the name of all women. To the success of our venture.
Now it's my turn. But instead of a toast, it becomes my unpleasant duty to reprimand Captain Marshall. Today, he did a very foolish thing. At the risk of losing his ship and his own life, he saved mine. Captain Marshall, the action you took today to save one crew member was unwarranted. However, all I can say is thank you, Jim.
The reprimand is acknowledged, but the thanks are out of order, Ben. You'd have done the same for me.
Would I? I wondered.
Ben, there may be some doubt in your mind, but believe me, there's none in mine.
Harvard, watch on deck.
I'm afraid that's me. If you'll excuse me, I'll leave you two to carry on.
You've grown fond of Captain Marshall, haven't you, Ben?
Why not? It reminds me of my youth. Once I, too, had plans for the future. The Admiralty used to say I'd command a fleet one day.
That was yesterday. I'm thinking of tomorrow, a lot of tomorrows for you and me.
Here's to tomorrow.
You mustn't let friendship interfere with your plans.
You mentioned plans once before. Just what plans are you referring to?
Oh, don't be elusive, my darling. All those golden promises you made to me in Paris. I'm going to hold you to them. Didn't you think it was just a little bit strange that I didn't go ashore? I found out about the anchor.
Who told you?
Your Mr. Hook isn't as secretive as you are.
I'll stretch his neck for this.
Don't be hasty. We may need his help.
Leslie, I admit I did consider such a plan, but I'm not going through with it.
What made you change your mind? Have you grown soft?
I've grown tired of living under a cloud. Being known in every port as the captain who stole a ship's payroll to pay a woman's debts. This voyage will give me a new chance. The United States trusts me. Once back in Salem, I'll have recognition. We can start a new life there.
Are you blind? Recognition of who? Captain Marshall's in command of this ship. He's the hero of this mission. You're only the first officer. He'll get everything. You'll get nothing.
There's honor enough for everyone. Jim will share with me. I know he will.
Haven't you enough sense to know when you're being used? Could he have succeeded without you? Who saved his ship for him back there when the British had him trapped?
And who saved my life?
Was it worth saving, Ben? You said yourself you couldn't live without me. Well, I can't live without the things that make a woman's life worth living. Take your choice, Ben. 10 million in gold and me, or nothing.
It's madness.
The only mad thing would be to give up without trying. You had a plan once, you must go through with it. That's in the fire now, Ben. The Hook has told the others they're awaiting your commands. It's too late to stop them now.
If we should fail, hanging isn't a pretty death, my Leslie.
We've waited too long for such a chance. Talk of failure now.
I'll go find Hook.
We'll be at the Azores tomorrow night. I say we take the ship right there.
We still have most of the ocean to cross. Should we meet a British ship or run into a gale, we'd be short-handed.
I don't like this stalling, Captain.
And I don't like this interference. Either we do it my way or not at all.
What's your plan, Captain?
We'll proceed this way. Marshall will sail from the Azores, following this route. At this point, he'll change course and pick up the northeast trades to Salem. There's only one logical place to take over the ship. This is it.
That makes good sense to me.
How are you disposing of the anchor?
We'll melt it down and use brokers in Havana.
What happens to Captain Marshall?
You leave Marshall to me. Anything else?
Come on, Hook. We've stood with Captain Waldridge before. I stand with him now. You better do the same.
Agreed. Back to your watch.
We're 150 miles from the Bahamas. We better change course and proceed north.
I'll hold our present course till midnight, then change. We have a stout wind with us. Let's not lose it.
5 days, we'll be off Salem Harbor. It'll be good to be back, Ben.
Yeah.
You know, something's been bothering me.
What's that?
Well, you've done your share, Ben. It should have been a joint command. When we ride into Salem Harbor, that's the way I want it to be.
I can't accept.
I insist, Ben.
Excuse me, Captain. Pivot's jammed on one of the deck guns. Maybe you better have a look at it.
I won't have it any other way, Ben.
See how you feel about it tomorrow. Where's she jammed?
Nothing's jammed, sir.
Everything's shipshape, Captain. We're nearing the Bahamas. When do we change our course?
8 bells.
It'll be dark tonight.
What's the signal?
I'll give it to you.
Give it to us now, Captain.
At 8 bells, I take the watch. That's the signal.
Good enough.
Ben,
Leave me be, Leslie.
you've only got a few minutes.
I know.
What are you worrying about? The men are well armed. It'll go like clockwork.
I know.
You won't be sorry, Ben. With this ship, we can sail to the Far East, to Singapore. With the gold, we can buy ourselves a new future. One night's work, and it's all ours, Ben. Hurry, Ben.
Let's go.
Captain, quick, there's a mutiny.
Hold a course. Half east. Half east.
Captain Waldridge, your men are on mutiny.
Your men or I'll shoot. Hold her so.
Ben, what have you done?
Take him below.
Than grog, huh? We must have a stock of this. Fights, you look like a real gentleman.
Come in, Leslie. Meet your new ship's officers.
Get them out of here, Ben. Please.
You heard the lady?
Back to the forecastle where you belong.
You too.
Me? I'm second mate now.
You are you? First Officer Hook, your humble servant, your ladyship. I don't think your men impressed the lady, Hook.
They're good boys, Captain. Just a little excited, that's all. I'll keep them under control.
Chuck the grog overboard. I want every man sober. And collect all the firearms and lock them back in the armory. Rig a flogging post, and the first man that breaks an order gets 20 lashes. Up to it.
Aye, sir.
What have you done with Marshall?
He's in irons.
And the crew?
They're in irons, too, down in the hold.
What are you going to do with them later?
When we get to Havana, I'll release them.
And Marshall?
You'll get the same treatment as the others.
He's not the same as the others. They've only lost their freedom for a little while. He's lost his ship he'll never forget.
Are you suggesting I kill him?
If you let him live, he'll kill you.
You have to find us first. We'll be on the other side of the world.
He'll never give up until he does find you. You know that as well as I do.
I'll take my chances.
Hook and the others, they're not squeamish. If you don't kill him, I think they will.
to see that Captain Marshall was comfortable, sir.
Go ahead, Ben. Get it over with. What are you waiting for?
I want no witnesses. Get out that port. Here's a compass. You're 50 miles from shore, west-northwest. There's a plank, there's a paddle. You've one chance in 1,000. Take it. From now on, we're even.
You just hang yourself, Ben.
I beg your pardon for ever having doubted you, Captain.
to be near Beaufort, Georgia.
How long?
Almost a week now.
I've been unconscious all that time.
You rouse and rave a little, then fall asleep. We notified the Navy, like you said. Now, lad. You gotta rest. You're in no condition to move.
Hey, Pa, they're coming!
Are you Captain James Marshall?
Yes.
The American ship Concord?
Yes, sir.
I have orders to bring you before a board of inquiry in the shortest time possible.
Captain, while we argue, Waldridge is slipping away with the gold.
I've got my orders, Captain Marshall. Are you suggesting that I disobey them?
I'm suggesting you save $10 million in gold. There's only one place Waldridge can dispose of it. Brokers in Havana.
He's probably there already.
He'd have to stop at some island in order to melt the anchor down.
But he's had a week on us.
Half that time would be spent melting the gold down. Besides, his crew is short-handed. If we set about now, we can intercept him.
What do you think, Mr. Stone? Washington's been burned by the British. We need that gold desperately.
What have we got to lose, sir? I beg of you, set about now. It may mean the winning of the war.
Set a new course. South by a quarter west.
Aye, sir.
That'll bring her up at Havana.
Thank you, sir.
Alert the crew. Proceed at full sail. If this wind holds, we still have a chance. It'll have to. Waldridge won't dare sail into Havana openly. No broker will touch that gold before it's melted down into ingots. He'll put into an island someplace. Caribbean is full of little islands. Like looking for a needle in a haystack. Most of them are inhabited. He'll put into one that isn't. That's where we'll have to look.
Sign of her? She was sighted 3 days ago off Lemb Island. Direct on course to Havana.
Havana's a 2-day voyage. We can never overtake her.
Now, there's still a chance. The British man-of-war Britannica is guarding the harbor to Havana. She's an 80-gunner. Waldridge can never get past her.
There are dozens of small bays all along the Cuban coast you can slip into.
What do you think Waldridge will do?
Lemba. Lemba's uninhabited. Be good anchorage. An ideal place for him to melt the anchor down unobserved.
That's as good a guess as any. Mr. Stone, set course for Lemba.
Aye, sir.
When did you see this big ship off Lemb Island?
Only yesterday. I got her name, too.
What was it?
The Sea's Gray.
First thing Waldridge would do would be to change her name. Did you board her?
They wouldn't let me board her. I tried to sell them some fish, but all they wanted was grog.
Was there an Englishman among them?
No, but when they found out I had no grog, they cussed like a pack of pirates. Especially a big fellow with a hook on his arm. Oh, he had a mean tongue.
That's the Concord, all right.
There'll be a full moon tonight. It's going to be difficult to take her by surprise.
May not be as difficult as we think. How much grog have you got aboard?
That's the last of them. Keep the oil stove below proper. The gold's all aboard, Captain. We'll be shipshape in about an hour.
Why didn't you put that fire out?
Oh, it got too big. It'll burn itself out.
The Britannica's in these waters. I want no chance of taking she may spot us. Put the fire out.
We'll be out of here by 8 bells, Captain.
Not in this calm. We won't have a breeze until morning tide.
What's another night with 10 million in the hold?
I want a strong hand kept on the men. Don't let up on the discipline. Post a double watch on deck and on the prisoners.
About those prisoners, Captain, how long are we going to carry them?
We'll drop them outside Havana Harbor.
Could drop them here.
That's an order.
I see.
Where'd you get the steward, Hook?
Compliments to the captain.
Yes, when he wasn't looking.
You insinuating I'm a thief?
Why, no, Hook. Everyone knows you've got a fine character.
We're all fine characters. You wait till we split up our shares. I'll show you how a gentleman lives.
Look, that fisherman is hauled to again.
Tell him to go sink himself.
Says he's got grog.
Grog. Keep a weather eye out for the captain. What are you selling this time?
You said you wanted grog. It's real.
Come on up.
Oh, no. I want my money first. And none of those lead thorns either.
Will you take gold?
Gold's my pleasure.
Fetch him an ingot, a small one.
Get Captain's orders, Hook.
Who's going to miss one small ingot? Get going.
Ben, what's happened to the men?
I had the grog thrown overboard the night we took the ship.
You must have hidden some.
Roving's been my ruin.
All is still alive, sir. Where's Waldridge? He went below. Come on. It's Marshall. He's caught up with us.
Marshall? You mean he isn't dead? Oh, you fool, you idiot.
We have no time to talk about that now. We still have a chance. Come on. up your men or I'll blow this ship all over the ocean.
Take the men above.
Aye, sir. Unless I have your word, Leslie and I will be set free in the Bahamas.
I can't do that, Ben.
You have 5 seconds to save this ship, its crew and cargo.
Ben, if you'll surrender, I promise you that Leslie will go free. No charges will be brought against her.
Let me go free. We don't both have to die.
Your 5 seconds are up.
But wait, Ben.
Have you forgotten we were going to be together always in everything? You don't want to leave me now, do you?
Please, Ben, if you love me.
I do. Too much to part with you, my darling.
Oh, Ben, please let me live. Please, please, I want to live, Ben.
Captain Marshall! The British!
Britannica, sir. He's driving off the Juniper and blockading the harbor.
We'll be sailing in to get us next.
Did you hear that? A British ship, we're saved.
How long before she gets to us?
We're in shallow water now, but the tide's coming fast. I'd say about 3 hours.
You may as well surrender, Captain Marshall.
Have the crew stand by, ready to scuttle the ship.
Aye, sir.
No, no.
The British will never take my ship or its cargo. Leslie! Potter, get the men off the ship as soon as you can.
Aye, sir.
Guard! Guard!
Aye, Captain.
Did you give Captain Marshall my message?
Aye, Captain.
Well, why doesn't he come?
He'd be kind of busy, Captain. But don't worry. He won't leave you down here when he sinks the ship.
But if you get him before it's too late, he may not have to sink her. Did you tell him what I said, that he may not have to scuttle?
Here he be. Tell him yourself.
Oh, Jim! Jim! Did the guard tell you? You've got 1 chance. 1 chance in 100 to save your ship.
I can't make any deals with you, Ben.
This time you can't help yourself. That submersible on deck, it was made for an emergency like this. If you can get it in operation while it's still dark, there's a chance you can knock out the Britannica.
We haven't got anybody to run it.
You've got me, Captain Marshall. You can't do it without me. 1 chance in 100, but if it succeeds, you've saved your ship. Not to mention 10 million in gold bullion. What do you say, Jim?
Guard, open up.
He's off board.
No. Follow us in. After the explosion, pick us up.
Aye, sir.
These propellers should push us along at about 2 knots. This valve will let in enough water ballast to keep us a few feet under the surface. We have to breathe through these 2 air vents. We'll make contact with the Britannica's hull. Light the fuse in this torpedo, ram it into the hull, then pedal backwards for our lives.
How far can we get before she blows?
About 100 feet.
Doesn't give us much leeway.
It's enough.
It'll have to be.
Lower the hatch.
Seagoing coffin, I calls it. I'm afraid you're right.
We should make contact with the Britannica in about 17 minutes. We'll have to submerge for the rest of the way. Raise the hatch and get a fix on our direction.
They're 3/4 east. Hold it. We're aimed directly amidships.
We're ready to submerge now. Set the torpedo. What's our distance?
About 500 feet.
Watch the compass and keep us on course. We should reach the Britannica in 120 seconds.
Still headed amidships.
Stand by. We'll make contact any second.
Get set.
Nightfall, Captain.
In filling out the log of the Concord, I've written that Captain Waldridge died in the course of duty. Aye, sir.
Aye.
Thank you.
Born in Liverpool, weren't you?
Aye, but I'm an American. I lived in Boston for over 20.
Born British, forever British. That's His Majesty's law.
As a nation and free peoples stand idly by while American sailors are dragged from their ships and impressed into British service, never to see their families or loved ones again. The ocean that washes these freedom-loving shores was meant to be free. God created it that way, and the right to sail upon it should be limited only by the skill and the daring of the men who venture upon its deep. But what is the situation today? At this very hour, A British fleet lurks outside our harbor, impressing our seamen, commandeering our cargoes.
Gentlemen, I must interrupt to bring you a message of extreme importance from the Congress of the United States. As of yesterday, June 18th, 1812, between this country and the United Kingdom of Great Britain, a state of war exists.
Mr. Parsons, I must ask you for the fastest ship out of Salem.
Ask Captain Marshall to come to my office, please.
Captain Marshall?
Hello, Caleb.
Thank you for coming, Jim. Colonel Rogers, this is Captain Marshall.
How do you do, sir?
Good evening, sir.
The Colonel rode all the way from New York.
Rode, I flew. There was daylight between me and that saddle most of the way. Mr. Parsons tells me you're the master of a fast ship.
Caleb should know. He built her.
Jim, how soon could the Concord be made ready for the sea?
24 hours. Why?
A group of French citizens have arranged to lend us $10 million in gold. Money sorely needed to build a fleet to fight the British. President Madison has orders to send a ship to Le Havre to get it.
Why don't the French deliver it to us?
Well, at the moment, France is not at war with England. This is a private loan subscribed by French citizens. Their government daren't offend the British by allowing a French ship to carry the gold.
Can you do it?
There's a British fleet sitting off Salem Harbor right now.
And the French coast will be blockaded by the time you get there.
I'm not worried about getting in, Colonel. It's getting back with 10 million in gold bullion. That's a big risk.
It's a risk that must be taken, Jim. It can mean the difference between winning and losing the war. Now, what about it?
We might be able to do it with the help of one man. You better get the counsel in here before I mention his name.
Jim Marshall, well, it can't be, man. I heard you'd been stunk with all hands. I cried, man. The room was awash with my tears. Oh, ladies, allow me to present Captain Jim Marshall, who can carry more sail and in rougher weather than any master afloat.
Don't forget who taught me, Ben.
That's right, Jim. Teacher and pupil, eh? If you'd arrived a minute earlier, there'd have been a girl for you.
Suppose you scattered these seagulls from your rigging. I'd like to talk to you seriously.
You'll have to go, ladies. He's going to scold me. You know, I didn't tell you before. It's a dark family secret, but Captain Marshall is really my grandfather. Now, say goodbye to him.
Good night.
Who do they remind you of, Jim?
Nobody I know of. Why?
Oh, look again. Can't you see the likeness?
To whom?
Why, to Leslie. Who else? Clarice here has her eyes. Margot, see the fine nose and the brow? They're Leslie's. And Myrtle, the throat and shoulders. Identical.
Good night, ladies. You still haven't forgotten her, Ben?
I forgot her 4 years ago when she left me. I only keep her portrait to remind me how well I've forgotten her. What do you want to see me about?
We're at war, Ben.
So that's what all that noise and shouting was about.
They've commissioned my ship to run the British blockade. I can't do it without your help.
I haven't had a deck under my feet for 2 years. Nobody wants to trust a ship to a man who's been cashiered from the Navy, even if it was the British Navy. Master of my own ship again. I bet the town council squealed when my name came up, didn't it? What did you tell him, Jim? Did I know the tactics of His Majesty's Navy as well as Nelson himself?
That and more, Ben.
To be sure you did, Jim. Well, when do we sail? What's our destination?
The Concorde's loading now. We leave at daybreak for Le Havre. We're picking up something.
To France.
Is Leslie still there?
Yes, she's in Paris.
might be a chance for you to see her, Ben. There's just one thing. You won't be going as ship's master. You'll have to sail as my first officer.
I see.
Of American seamen.
You have exactly 3 minutes before we blow you out of the water. Line up your men.
Muster the crew.